Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. It's another week. What's up? Fall is definitely here.
Fall is definitely here.
It was frosty outside this morning.
Awesome. So that's why we covered in the previous episode the state of the Patriots in football.
That's because that's fall for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fall for me
Flannel weather.
is flannel weather, hockey, and...
So no sports today. Back to top charts music for us.
Yes, top music option.
The favorite thing.
Listen up, everyone, 'cause man alive, let's do the groovy musical top 5. The rockin' favorites from the entire crew. Didi, Lital, and producer Dave too.
All right. So what do we have today in our special little section here?
So last week we did Elvis because Elvis opens the door to the best covers ever. I think some of the best covers of all times are covers of songs of Elvis. And the rules of this one is really simple. The cover needs to be not trivial. It can't be that the previous artist was an unknown. So for example, Girls Just Want to Have Fun was done by a dude that nobody knows about him and nobody knows that he existed.
Totally agree with this rule.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
so if it's a cover, it needs to be a cover that
the cover was good, and
the original was known at least,
Right,
and then the
exactly.
cover is killing it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. It's a cover song. Nobody
Yeah.
cares
Yes.
about the original. It's not a cover
Nobody
song.
knows it's
Right.
a cover.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
That's it.
Okay, so I'll start because,
Okay.
as you said, an Elvis song. So we have to start with an Elvis song that
Yes.
I do think that the cover is very different, but so much better in
Yeah.
a way. I mean, different again, which is always on my mind. Pet Shop Boys.
That's awesome.
First, Pet Shop Boys are their cover, gang. It's like the gay duo. They did so many great covers, but specifically, it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the original is so good.
The original is amazing. This is just like completely different song.
Yes.
Good spin on it. Really.
Yes.
So good. And I think this is the thing about covers. If you're doing a cover, take it to a completely different
Yes.
place. That's
Hear,
what
hear.
make a good cover.
Make it your own, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Own it, make it a new song.
Yeah. Well, I hope none of you are going to pick this, but Weezer did Africa by Toto.
Yes.
And
Oh.
it just sounded like the original. It was fine, but it's like...
It
No.
sounds like the original
Right.
than the original. Africa by Toto is legendary
Yeah,
song.
don't mess with it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Unless you're going to really change it.
Exactly. Okay, who goes next? You go, Didi?
Sure. If we're still sticking with the Elvis theme, you know what? I'll screw the Elvis theme. I'll go with one of my favorite covers of all times. Hopefully, it's not on your list because your list is limited.
Yes.
The Guns N' Roses covering.
Knocking on Heaven's Door?
No.
Oh, because
No.
that's on my list. And we
No,
already
no,
preempted
not
it
that
now.
one. Live and Let
Okay.
Die. The Wings was the original. It was a Bond theme, and they did like a big ass cover for this.
I didn't even know it's a cover.
Many people don't know it was a cover.
So does it fit the rules?
Yes, because
Yeah, absolutely.
if you don't know who Paul McCartney is, and the movie, Roger Moore,
Actually, I do know the original.
everybody knows the original.
Yeah, I just didn't realize it. It is a good one.
Yes.
You have to get it. An Axel squeal in there at least.
Yes, exactly. But
Good choice.
Guns N' Roses are doing great covers.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I already preempted but we'll be back to that.
Well-
Producer Dave.
Producer Dave is going to just pick up the momentum from Didi's. And this is a little more obscure, but I'm bringing up Guns N' Roses again. There's a song by Nazareth back in the day called Hair of the Dog.
Of course.
And Guns N' Roses kicked its butt up a notch.
Yeah.
Just listening up.
Heartbreaker, soul shaker. I've been told about you.
Do you know why the refrain of the song is "Now you're messing with a son of a bitch"?
Yeah.
Here. Do you know why the song is called "Hair of the Dog"? I just learned this year.
Why?
So, hair of the dog. If you misspell hair, it's heir of the dog.
Okay.
Which is literally son of a bitch.
Oh,
I didn't know that until this year. Anyway,
nice.
that's my pick. A little obscure. Just
Okay.
No, it's not obscure. At least not for me.
Okay.
Well, then closing this round, and everybody says that Bob Dylan's have the best covers. It's also like his songs are always. So let's go with "Knocking on Heaven's Door." I do think that the cover is so much better than the original, or at least very, very different. Do you agree?
I like this cover so much so that I don't care.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
original was very different, and I think Eric Clapton also did an amazing cover of this.
True. True.
Yes.
Feels like I'm knocking on
It's good. So I think the rumor says that Dylan asked them to,
Yeah.
Really?
he needed
Yeah.
some
He
income.
needed money.
He needed money,
Wow.
and he asked them to cover it.
I've never heard that before. That's crazy.
That's the rumor. I don't know if true or not. You go, Didi.
So I'm gonna go with a country theme that you'll hear me talking about a lot during this covers stuff. So it's Elvis and covers, Elvis and country. I Hung My Head was an original Sting song. Everybody gets this backwards.
What? Okay.
So I Hung My Head is not originally by Johnny Cash. It's originally by Sting. In Mercury Rising, Mercury Falling. I keep getting the name of the album wrong. It has two country songs that I love. And I Hung My Head is just beautiful the way Johnny Cash sings it.
Wow.
Early one morning,
So that's the Cash.
with
That's the Cash.
time to kill, I borrowed
I didn't know
Jed's
this was Sting
rifle
originally.
and
It's
sat
originally
on
by
the
Sting.
hill.
Good call.
I saw a
Really?
lone
Yes.
rider.
Was this his last album? When
Yeah, like
when
how late is it?
Yes,
that
it's
it could
his
be.
latest. It
that
has
it
also
could be a
hurt.
Sting.
the Nine Inch Nails cover,
Yes.
right? Yeah. That's a good one. Wow.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
producer Dave.
This is not highbrow, but this is a memorable cover of a Tommy James and the Shondells song.
Oh,
I got to break out the big guns.
yes,
And Billy Idol.
yes.
Here she come now, say
that's a good one.
He said he recorded it because he lost his virginity in a park somewhere and the song was playing. So whatever floats your boat, Billy. Moni. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let me change it and mix it up a little bit. Next one is Venus by Bananarama. I think covering what Shocking
It's in blue.
Blue.
Shocking Blue.
Shocking Blue.
Both of them were very well known.
This is just fun.
It's a great choice.
So much better. Really good.
There are some artists that are best known for a cover song, which sort of makes sense,
Yeah.
because if Bananarama, they're a good band. They weren't exactly the Beatles, but we knew this, and probably a little bit of credit due to the original for picking up, whatever.
Yeah, when you pick
That's
up a good song
Yeah.
and you make it better,
Right.
like that's fame. And
Exactly.
that's Bananarama, for sure.
Good one.
Big 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Big 80s.
So my big 80s is Suspicious Minds by Fine Young Cannibals.
So we're back to Elvis.
I had to put on Elvis.
I love Fine Young Cannibals and everything they do. So
Yep.
I really love them. And that's a good song.
Yep.
Yes.
Producing as fast as I can here, Lital. It was a great choice.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
Do you think they completely changed it?
Yes.
It has an upbeat to the original.
Not this way. This is very much 80s pop. This is like 80s pop with synths and stuff like that. Elvis never did these
Yeah, it's interesting. In the 80s, they did all those remakes of Elvis and
Yep.
make them pop song. It was a thing. That's actually awesome.
things. Yeah.
All right. My turn? No.
Yeah.
Is it my turn? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is still on the board.
Of course, it's on the board. It was on my list.
your list?
But I'm okay. I have about a shitload.
You have a lot.
I'm sure you have a lot. Yeah. Run DMC. The only sort of footnote to this one is, it is a cover song, but Aerosmith is performing on the song with Run DMC. But this is just such a great example of taking a genre that, a completely different genre.
Yeah.
Still a great song. Apparently, Run DMC, they used to play the riff that the opening drums to, well, without the scratch, but in the outdoor jams, hip hop jams, they would have, some DJ would play that and people would rap over it. And Run DMC didn't even know who did perform Walk This Way in the first place. They had to find out, oh, that's Aerosmith. And Rick Rubin, producer extraordinaire, came up with the idea of actually getting them together. So,
Yep. Rick Rubin, by the way, is in charge of all those Johnny Cash cover
is that
albums.
right?
Yes.
yeah, the man's a genius. He really
Yes.
is. Yeah.
All right. I have another example of a band that remade a song and that made the band basically. So Killing Me Softly by the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, such a good different version and I think so good.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words.
And the beat kicks in eventually.
Yeah. When you get to this reggae.
It's a good mark of a cover if I ever hear the original of Killing Me Softly, but is it Roberta Flack maybe?
Yeah.
It's Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I hear the original, I want
You're
Hill-
waiting for the beat to come.
Exactly. Come on.
And
Because the remake is better. That's it.
It is probably better.
And
yeah.
it also shows up in Love Actually, the original. In Love Actually.
Okay, Didi, your turn.
Toby Keith covering Sting again on I'm So Happy That I Can't Stop Crying. It's one of the best.
I don't even know what it is. Seriously.
Really?
You pick up the most random songs.
It's
Didi.
not random. It's in country songs. This is big.
Well, I don't know.
It was one of the
country.
biggest 90s
I'm
country
not
songs
a country
ever.
person. It's like we lost half of the enthusiastic listeners not knowing a thing about the songs. We bring things that everybody hear on the radio.
Everybody listens.
And you're like,
What are you talking about?
it's like us driving in the car and you bring your random songs that I never heard and move to the next one.
This is not random. This is like. This was like a
Producer
top
Dave
one.
now experience the regular things we have in
Yes.
our family.
He used one of his pick to expand our musical horizons.
Niche kind of. music.
Is this my final pick?
I think we have one more.
With
One
one
more.
more, let's run with it. Yeah, one more.
It is
after
my
that.
turn though, right?
Yep.
Okay. Stevie Wonder did Higher Ground. And
Oh, it's amazing.
so did the Red Hot Chili
Peppers.
Peppers. I actually saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was in college in 1990, and they weren't very famous. And I went to Penn, and this nice austere auditorium, Irvine Auditorium. The crowd tore up the first 4 rows of
Yep.
chairs,
Nice.
and they played the song. So I like what they did with that one.
I will go next, and that's my last one. And that, in my view, the best song of the 90s. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, covering Prince.
That's right. Who wrote the song? Yeah.
Who wrote the song, and nothing compares to her version of this song, for sure. It's the best ballad of the 90s. by far. I think we had it already in the love songs or
Yeah.
whatever, but I can always bring this song again.
By the way,
Whatever.
I held back on one of my favorite covers because of you.
Because you thought that
I-
I'm
I
gonna
do it, so I'm gonna stick it now.
You do that? You do you?
And
That's
then-
a good sign because
and-
then it's not going to be a niche nobody knows of.
And
song.
an honorable mention. So
Let's
I
do it.
Drove All Night
Ooh,
by Roy Orbison
True.
covers Cyndi Lauper. Now everybody gets this wrong. Everybody assumes that
The other way around.
she covered him. No, he covered her.
But you think his cover is better than hers?
His cover is amazing. Everybody thinks that she covered him because of that.
No, she's better.
No, what are you talking about? Roy
Her
Orbison.
version is
What are you talking
better.
about? Roy Orbison has one of the most amazing voices ever.
He has an amazing. Her version is fun.
His version has Jennifer Connelly making out with Brandon from 902.0. Exactly, whatever.
Yeah.
Brendan Walsh.
Jason Priestley.
Jason Priestley.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly, Jason Priestley, two of my favorite actors.
Favorite actor.
Jennifer
That's a
Connelly,
lot.
Jennifer Connelly,
Jason Priestley. is-
just Jennifer. That's what Jason Priestley definitely helped. And by the way, I will give my honorable
We'll
mention.
agree to disagree. I think the Cyndi Lauper is
And I'll
still
stick
better.
my honorable mention, which
ahead.
which I think you'll love. My honorable mention was Easy. Faith No More did Easy, which was originally by the what's his name? Not Stevie Wonder. The other guy.
Didi,
Marvin
you,
Gaye?
you,
No.
you realize
Lionel Richie.
we
Lionel
need
Richie.
to
Oh, Lionel
finish
Richie, yeah.
this.
Lionel Richie.
You see a big storm in the barrow.
Wow, I didn't know this existed. This is cool.
This is a cover?
This is a cover.
Sure.
It's why I'm easy.
Lionel Richie's version is amazing.
I wasn't
Is it
aware
Lionel
of
Richie or the Commodores?
The Commodores. It's the Commodores.
Lionel Richie singing it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is good.
Yes. So that's a very important honorable mention.
Okay, last one, producer Dave. 'Cause
Last one.
That was long.
But it was fun.
Oh, good
Yeah.
song.
He often toured with Guns N' Roses. Lenny Kravitz, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the original?
It's that Canadian band. I can't believe I can't. The Guess Who. The
Yeah.
Guess Who. Yeah. I think Lenny's just. Well, I don't know if it's better. They're both great.
Yes.
But he made it his own for sure.
Yes.
All right.
No, he's amazing. And by the way, I'm still surprised that none of us did the Manfred Mann, Bruce Springsteen,
Oh, yeah.
Blinded by the Light.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one.
Yes.
Okay, so
We had too much fun with this one.
we had too much fun. This went way over what we planned, but let's go into a topic of today. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I used to master in marketing when I was back in my days at Procter Gamble, and it's called point of market entry marketing. Didi, you want to get into why we got into this topic, how we got to discussing it, or should I?
So there's a couple of reasons that I wanted to talk about this. So a friend of mine, his wife, is going doing a conversion to Judaism, which after all the conversations we said about how anti-Semitism is basically destroying the world, it's nice to see that somebody's willing to go on the joining that side of the discussion. But one of the things that he said is that they make you put your kids in Orthodox school if you want to be an Orthodox converted, because they want to grab you when you're young to basically make sure that, hey, Dad, how come you're eating bacon? Or is this turkey bacon that you're eating? And should you be putting butter with that? Kids will ask, are easily entrenched with things. And this has kind of got us thinking. Same goes for a lot of topics that Lital wanted to cover about when Ron came back home with a whole bunch of topics that, very communist topics that basically made her go bananas.
And we started realizing that there are some institutions that have this political agenda that started creating curriculum on different topics, and they kind of, through curriculum, through history, through even math classes, they kind of get the agenda into schools. And the idea is you get to people as young as, elementary and then middle and high school, and you kind of get these ideas through topics that are not necessarily connected to what you're trying. And this becomes familiar, feels safe, and sometimes becomes the belief. I'll give another example, and then I go to say when it's being used in marketing. There is a very, very well-known campaign that was happening the days of our parents in Israel, when the natural conservation authorities were trying to protect endangered species of plants. And people were going and doing nature hikes and were just bringing flowers back home of some endangered species that you're not supposed to pick up. So the Ministry of Education at the time of our parents created a full program about don't pick it up. Don't pick up those flowers. The flowers should stay. Go enjoy nature when you are going in and doing your hiking. Don't bring it back home. And that is being seen and was one of the most successful initiatives. It went through the entire culture, everyone, even, generations. Like you and I didn't learn this in school. The program wasn't there when we were in school.
I think.
I don't remember learning this.
I'll tell you where you will remember this, and as soon as I say it, you'll understand. Every biology class had Hagdarat Tzmachim, the definition of
the taxonomy of plants.
And this is not taught in any other biology place, any place in Israel, any place besides Israel. You have this book, and every biology student, anybody that studies anything that resembles even STEM,
you learn the taxonomy of plants in Israel.
The local plants in Israel.
It's actually beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's an amazing class, but it teaches you a lot how to connect to nature and not pick up flowers. They just changed how they do this.
Yeah. So basically, it is a successful example of how you get things early and kids then implement those ideas into the day-to-day lives, get it engraved with the parents as well. They tell the parents, don't pick up this flower when we go. It's not something we need to bring back home. Keep it in nature. So that was extremely helpful. Many commercial organizations use the same idea. Because there are points in life when you starting consume a certain product, and whatever consumption decision you make at that point, the chances are you're going to repeat it again and again and again. It becomes your habit. This is really important in fast-moving consumer goods because you're doing those buying decisions every 2 weeks, every month, every so. If you think about shampoo, if you think about everything that is basically fast-moving by definition. So companies like P&G or Kimberly-Clark or Unilever, they all prefer that you think less about, make less decisions. Just go and buy whatever you're used to buying. So when are you making the decision? When you start doing it. The first time you shave. The first time you use a pad or a tampon when you get your period for the first time. The first time you have a baby and you need to put it in a diaper. And that's why for those companies in the fast-moving consumer goods, the most important marketing efforts that they have and the money that the efforts and money and thinking they put most is into the point of market entry program. For example, they give free samples to all the hospitals in the world of Pampers diapers with the idea that when you are putting the diaper with your firstborn child, just born and you have the nurse showing you how to do it, she'll do it with Pampers because that's free and available over there. Same if you're not breastfeeding and you're using a formula, there's going to be a specific brand. Where the idea is that it's multiple. There is this kind of professional endorsement you're getting from the nurse, that whomever is with you over there, that they use it. So must be good. They wouldn't use something that's bad. Plus, you just get to the habit. You don't need to think. That's the brand recognition. You see a Pampers diaper. You see a certain baby formula. You get, in Israel military, for many of the...
all militaries
get Gillette for free in kind of a nice kit as a present. The whole idea for many male, that's the first time that they actually have to shave with a razor because...
and regularly.
And daily, because you have to, unless you are going full beard. So either you go full beard or you shave daily with a razor. It's not enough to do it with a machine, that it's not going to be a perfect cut. So Gillette is there, and it's worth the money of giving it to tens of thousands of soldiers. The whole idea is people get used to a specific product, framework, something they know. They don't need to think about it. Decisions are hard. We have so many of them, and we all prefer not to make decisions. So company uses it. And you and I started thinking about how it applies to tech, and it applies to tech so much. Everywhere, right? If you are a programmer and you're already kind of programming...
Before we go into programming, let's start with the easiest place, with the people that refuse to move any technology. And that is sales. Salesforce, every sales guy that will come into your organization will ask you to set up Salesforce. I have yet to meet a salesperson that doesn't want Salesforce.
Of course, that's what they know. That's what works. That's the framework. Why would you go anywhere else?
I'm just saying, Salesforce is the standard de facto, and people are trained on this. SDRs are trained on this. BDRs are trained on this. Sales associates are trained on this. So if you're starting a startup tomorrow morning, why do you need to put in Salesforce? And Excel is good enough, but no, everybody wants to set up Salesforce. So Salesforce is the biggest thing, and also the methodologies that run on top of Salesforce, like force management. A lot of people that are here from
everything
the John
around
McMahon tree, the people that do the SQL, MQL methodologies, all of them have templates to run
because
on Salesforce.
We're trained, we worked on it, we're used to it, so we're just going to redo it, maybe with some modifications, but yeah, you're right. It's like, I always think you're asking yourself, this is not core to my business, right? I'm selling something. That's the core to my business. Everything else is basically how. It's the minutia of running it. This is generic. I should apply the generic Salesforce selling methodology, whatever the MedPick system. And it's true. I mean, you need to go the easy button with a lot of those things. So very good for Salesforce. They have the foot in the door, and it is perpetual. Not going to go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another good example for this is Splunk. Splunk is the standard de facto in most SOCs. So everybody says they want to replace Splunk. You will never hear anybody says they come in and they love Splunk. Well, I love Splunk because it helps my stock. Cisco is at $70. So go Splunk. Splunk, you're awesome. But Splunk, you'll hear people complain, say something like this, but everybody knows how to use the query language. Mm-hmm. There's known application sets that run on this. Basically, if you don't run in the Splunk ecosystem, there's whole products that were built on top of Splunk. Because the assumption...
once you started your career, that's what you did. You keep on doing it.
Yes.
Why change?
Yes. So Splunk is another strong example that it caters. This is something that I don't know how long will it stay this way, not stay this way, but right now, the fact is that actually there's two Cisco products that grab security people from like day one. One is Splunk. It's taught in the universities. People understand how it works. And the other one is Snort. Basically, if you do packet detection, Snort is an open source. It's the foundation for SourceFire, which is the foundation for the firewalls. Most universities teach detection and packet inspection with Snort rules. So Snort is the standard de facto of every place in the security analyst world. You'll see that they know how to put Snort rules, and some of the times the governments, and when they come back with recommendation of how to stop a specific attack, they'll send Snort rules as this is how you're supposed to stop this.
Are there other like things that you learn early in your career and then you're stuck in it?
This is not something you learn early in your career and stuck in it, but this is a way that Amazon is the most effective at getting startups. And Microsoft is now starting to give them a run for their money.
True.
But Amazon...
Yeah, investing in getting free cloud services to startup is worthwhile for AWS.
You get
because they hook them.
$150,000 of free credits in AWS.
And a lot of additional services and help and stuff. AWS was really good in, getting support to the startup community, getting themselves up there, putting people on AWS Marketplace for free with all kinds of benefits and stuff. They're doing a really good job. And I agree, Microsoft is now up for the game. Google is also doing it. All of them realize you're capturing the startup market. They start early there, then they're going to grow. The business will grow. Good for you.
But once you run in one of these clouds, there's no going.
It's sticky. No going.
There's no going.
You're not going to re-architect yourself. It's a choice.
And it's hard to get out of the...
Yeah, you're already in the ecosystem.
Yes. And you're, regardless of the ecosystem, there's something called data gravity. So you're already kind of entrenched.
I'm sure it was the same in the days of, even more in the days of on-prem.
No.
No?
Nope.
I mean, once you bought yourself specific
people
server room?
No. People moved around between WebLogic and WebSphere.
Is it because you didn't have all the services on top? So it was just hardware versus cloud, which is, it's basically the storage and the services and everything. So it's like no longer just, the storage layer.
It's mainly the data gravity. The only product on-prem that I jokingly always call the first ransomware is Oracle. Oracle did the same thing. It was free for developers. And I jokingly say that it took all your data and it made you pay money to get access to the data, which is very much what ransomware does. So Oracle was the biggest and best at giving stuff away for free for developers, but that's data gravity. This is something called data gravity. It means that if all your data is already there, it's really hard for you to move. And also Oracle did something even more nefarious. They basically convinced everybody that stored procedures is the best thing since sliced bread. So you put in code inside your database, which made it impossible for you to move from one SQL database to another one. So migrating off of Oracle to a cheaper database was such a pain.
I think another good example is Okta is doing the same thing. They also have very good packages, almost free for startups. And, with identity, like you get in if you are the IDP of choice.
Okta is not free, not even remotely free. They stick you with an insane price tag from day one. The reason that they're successful is actually twofold. The company inside of Okta that does give you away for free for developers and
Auth0?
Auth0. Auth0 is becoming the standard de facto for consumer IAM.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that Okta does, it comes with basically the package of applications. So if you want to set up your AWS with single sign-on, Okta just works with provisioning. Somebody comes in, you take a new employee comes in, they know how to take stuff out of Workday or out of TriNet and out of those systems and basically say, okay, Lital comes in. She comes in for marketing. Awesome. Here's the marketing profile. Here are the applications that she needs to have defined. That part, Okta does really well, and that's when a company becomes bigger than 100 employees. And if they're anywhere remotely needed to be governed and need to deal with IGA, Okta's really good at that point and grabbing you. And once you create that bank of applications, that's the hard part.
By the way, we talked about Salesforce. HubSpot is doing amazing job on the marketing side. It's the same. Like startup starts, you always start with. Sometimes you don't even start with Salesforce. You do start with HubSpot because they give you kind of free templates for your emails and things you have to have from day one. You cannot email blast from a Gmail and an Excel spreadsheet. HubSpot you have to have. So it's actually that companies get HubSpot way before they get the first sales rep. Even if, you, Mr. Founder, need to send out email blasts to 50 VCs and friends of the company, you'll use HubSpot. You're not going to go MailChimp, which is more consumer ones. So HubSpot does really good job of getting foot in the door early days for startup and continuing later on.
Actually, one of the things that they were a problem for us is that they're really bad with the SSO tax.
Yep. That's another, that is true. I don't know if they changed it or not. There was for a long time.
This is where
them.
companies need to think about the SSO tax. If you are stopping yourself from being able to go into the early stage, you need to understand, are you stopping yourself from the early market access?
Yeah, true. You need to give, especially when it's security features, if you want to get from day one, companies actually need it. So we talked about it. It's not a smart move to get yourself into the early stage of companies.
I'll give you an example of where people think they do this and they fail about this. So Duo the original Duo thought that they're going to be really successful by introducing themselves in the universities. They trained themselves in the universities and they thought that people will like them. But there's no student that doesn't hate Duo. There's no student in the US.
That is true. Everybody knows the brand.
If you
they have a brand recognition.
They have a brand recognition, which is awesome. But if you go with the Duo green shirt next to your university here, you will get stoned. So and this is the funny thing, that the founders, the original, thought that they can do this as an early market access. So these are actually two good examples of how you prevent yourself from early market access. Is that if you get known, but in the wrong way.
Yeah. That will be a
and
problem.
the other one is, are you price prohibited from being competitive in the early market?
Right.
The other one that failed tremendously is Google, because of the universities and schools. Google thought that if they're going to do the Google Workspace early on, that students will only know this. Worksheets, things like that. Basically, all the kids in America right now are trained on
Google Workspace.
On Google Workspace. I have not seen any one of them that has a problem moving to Microsoft or actually wanting to go to Microsoft. The only person I know that doesn't like Microsoft is you.
I think most, whomever is working mostly in startup world is completely fine and works all day in and out with Google
because
Workspace.
it's cheaper.
Yeah, but that's fine.
But I'm saying that that did not help them to be, because people move between the two with no problem. Versus me, that I will never get another blade that is not Gillette. I will not switch off
because the experience is not well differentiated, and there are like downsides for using the Google Workspace versus Microsoft Office. That's the reason. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to win in the long run if your product is not better. Like, people will carry you for a while because of, yes, I'm used to, but people are always willing to swap at a certain point if the benefit of swapping is bigger than, the headache of, I need to get used to something else. I've been using it for 20 years now. So comes a new, better razor, Of course you're going to use it. You tried a few others and you went back to Gillette, even though, you've been doing, you're not using Gillette today because you're used to Gillette. You're using it because it's better. You did try the other, whatever it's called, the $1 shave or whatever.
No, I tried the Harry's.
Harry's.
I tried the Harry's mainly for my travel razor. But so
my point is,
It needs
point
to
of
be-
market entry is a huge bump. It's a huge advantage. But if that's your only sticking point in your program, no, it's not going to help. So, yes, still have better product than your competition. Otherwise, over time, you're going to lose. It's a huge, unfair advantage against your competition. It gives you heads up, but then you still need to deliver over time. It's not going to last forever.
So from my perspective, I think what happens with the point of entry products is that it's not that you need to be better, you need to be marginally better versus to replace, you need to be times 10 better. For me
Sure.
to replace it, so for me, the razors were not better or worse, or even might be slightly worse. They were targeting people at lower
Price point.
at price point, and therefore they were targeting price point. As a premium user, I want to use the premium product.
Yep.
And right now, even though that they have upgraded and they've done a whole bunch of stuff, I've not returned to look at them.
Yep. And that's, again, marketing, pricing, packaging. Who is it for? And that's fine. That's why Harry's have their own market share,
Yep.
which is skewed towards the more price conscious users. And it's not you that want to have the best. And for those, Gillette still, they have the best innovation in place. They do the best R&D. They produce the best product. And I think it's a huge, huge advantage that if you're thinking about it, that if you have a product that can be used in the point of market entry, I think you should invest a certain percentage of your R&D, your effort, your go-to-market efforts toward that. It could be 20%, sometimes it could be 50%. But don't forget that it's not the only thing, unless you want to be a product of a short period of time. So that's the point. I think
there was one more thing.
Yeah.
There's also, the other thing is depth of features. I'll give you another example. Salesforce
Yeah.
sucks. People hate it. But to replace Salesforce, you need to do so much to replace that it's sticky. Amazon, Google right now is better than Amazon in AI. Much better. But people can't move to Google because data gravity is a problem. You need to think of what's your hook. If you want to play
If you're getting in the early stage, you want to put some
you need to make sure that there's a hook.
obstacles and to put it's two things. Make sure your product is good enough and also put some kind of built-in obstacles for switch.
And think that if there is an incumbent in that point of entry space, you need to be a lot better. You need to have what is your catch to be able to move. So, for example, WordPress is probably the biggest thing on websites, but the HubSpot, the fact that it's so integrated with everything and security makes it really easy for people to say, you know what, I'm not going to do the WordPress. I'm going to do the HubSpot for websites.
Mm-hmm.
That if you're able to do something that puts you as a big differentiator.
Yeah, choose a differentiator in which you can have a moat.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's point of entry.
Yeah. Awesome topic. I don't think people know much about
Or think
this,
about
so
it.
think about it. And that's something that can make a huge difference if you are in a category in which you can play. So think about it. Can you address a point of market entry with your product and have this unfair advantage of getting foot in the door as early as possible so that people keep on using you? Awesome. With that, we are ready for the rest of the day, going for our weekend. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Didi and Lital show. We will be back next week. Until then, please share us with your friends, family, anyone that could benefit from the things we discuss here. Didi, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.